Now, your love is really firstly appreciated more by innocent people like children. Children know what love is. If the children see you and they run away, that means something wrong with you. I've seen people, like once we were in Japan, and there were two foreigners who were there, ladies who were dressed up, I don't know from which hairdresser they had dressed up themselves and were very much overly decorated. And they came with us. And we climbed up a place to see something, and when we came down, there were some children standing there. They had gone before us. So they said, "Where are those witches?" I said, "Which? Which went with you?" I said, "What do you mean?" "They came, we were frightened. We ran away to our houses. Now we have come to tell you they are witches." The small little Japanese children, they are witches, they are witches. Be afraid of them. And they had decorated themselves so much they were dressed up. They have tried to make such a beautiful show of themselves, but for the children, they were witches. And they ran away. And when we came, they came running and telling us, "Don't be with them, they are witches." So the judgment of the innocent people is the best judgment. If they are innocent, they are extremely well equipped to judge a person who has love and who does not have. And they are the best people because they will appreciate you the best. They will understand that these are people of some high quality. But if they are not innocent, cunning, some people are extremely cunning. That's the intelligence part of it. They can never appreciate you. They'll appreciate something which is something very, very abnormal, which from divine angle is very, very obtuse and funny. But they will never appreciate you. Never, cannot. Up to a point they may, but may not. Doesn't matter. You have to appreciate yourself. You have to know that you are not unkind to anyone, you are not judging others, and that you are appreciating everything in that person, whatever is good in him as a human being. It works. You have seen this all has worked through my love and compassion. But I am not conscious that I am giving you love or compassion or anything. I am not conscious even that I am giving you anything. I am not even conscious as to I have created such a lot of beautiful people. I am not conscious of that. It's just happening. Just like this tree is here, see, it is not conscious as to what it is and what it looks like. It just is there. In the same way, if it happens to you, I tell you, you become really the source of such a joy for everyone. Now, what do we have to do for this world? What is needed to be done for this world? People talk of peace, this, that. There's no need to do anything. It's just you become a personality of that kind. You emit peace, you emit love, you emit joy to others. Now, this power is within you because it is built in, is within you. It is in a potential form in every person. Only thing, it has to be brought out. Now, with affection, you may not, but with love and feeling, that is innate within you. Because there are no words for such subtle things that are within yourself. Because so far people don't know what are these things that make you feel oneness with others. All this can happen to you very easily when you understand that you are not this mind, you are not this body, you are not this attention, you are the spirit. Then you introspect, am I the spirit? All right, if I am the spirit, what am I doing? Once you become the spirit, then you feel, why not others? Out of love and compassion, not for becoming some leaders or anything, just out of love. If I am that, why not make others like that? And that is how Sahaja Yoga has spread so much. And we have such gems of people, such beautiful people, that I really never expected so much to happen in my lifetime. It has never happened with any saint, any incarnation, any prophet. So now you people have become absolutely khalis, means absolutely you have vacated yourself fully. The story of Radha and Krishna is very beautiful, where Radha said that, why do you take this मुरली को अंग्रेजी शब्द नहीं आ flute to your throat. Why do you take this? Because Murli is such a sweet thing. Now, flute is not so sweet. But why do you take this flute to your lips? After all, she must have been jealous. I think so. So it's a story, just a story. So he said, why not go and ask the flute? So flute, she went and asked, why Sri Krishna takes you to his lips all the time? So she said, you know, I have become completely hollow. There's nothing in me. He puts me to his lips, and people say that I am playing the tune. It's he who is playing the tune. Where am I? I am not there. I am just enjoying the same tune which is passing through me. That is the expression. But then Radha told Sri Krishna, why don't you make the same way as the flute? So this is what you have to be, the flute. Means you have to be hollow within yourself. All these little things, which come into your life are not important. All these little things, which come into your life are not important. What is important is, have you become completely hollow? This is where I would say introspection will help. The one who makes the flute is also within you. So let there be a flute made out of you by yourself. You make yourself what you have to become.